Today we have the Leningrad, Tier 7 Russian destroyer. We're lucky enough to not get any radar in this battle. It goes pretty well. The kid on our team, I am pretty sure, is a new player. You'll see what I mean here in a little bit. I'm going to start out heading for the C-cap straight ahead. I'm going to kind of cut back and forth across it before I pick which side I'm going to. There's nothing eventful here at the beginning, so let's just watch and see what happens. Leningrad, like most destroyers, has pretty slow turret traverse. It is an extremely fast destroyer for Tier 7. Like most destroyers at Tier 7, because it doesn't get the concealment module, it suffers from pretty poor concealment. In this match, that really doesn't come into play for me. Again, I got pretty lucky, but we did pretty well, especially considering I don't normally play destroyers. Well, we're getting close to the cap. I'm trying to have my turrets pre-rotated just in case I meet somebody. It's always a good idea to maneuver yourself to where you have a quick exit, or at least have your armament in the direction, especially in a Russian or even IJN destroyer with slow turrets. So I'm going to eventually hook around here and reverse into the cap. Spotted a Colorado and a cruiser. Nothing close. Surprised we haven't spotted any more here. I was actually surprised we didn't meet a destroyer shortly after this cap. That's why I'm kind of skirting on the edges before I reverse into it. I'm expecting there to be more here. But as we'll see, much of their team goes to the outside of those two big islands and isolates themselves from the entire battle. But we'll see that here in a few minutes. We do have one destroyer spotted way over there. He is far too far away to be of any concern to us. So we're just going to sit here and cap this out. At this point I start to notice our kid is nowhere near the cap. He doesn't really seem like he has any interest in going in there and spotting or contesting the cap. So, at least he hasn't rushed in and died. And later you'll see why. I just don't think he has much experience playing this game. He probably bought the kid shortly after starting this game. It is a Tier 8 premium. And he does pretty well, at least by not dying. But he certainly doesn't serve the team in playing destroyer. So we get this cap. And I make a really bonehead mistake. I pop speed boost, but it takes me a little bit to realize I'm only at half throttle on the till down there, but I do eventually go full speed ahead, and we're gonna head over here, see if we can't help the kid take this cap. He does lay down a nice smoke screen out ahead of us. We got quite a force over here with a lot of, well, with at least 3 of their ships around the island and 1 destroyer in the cap. And at this point I'm thinking there's at least 1 more ship either in the cap or right near the cap on this side of those 2 islands. That was not the case. Trying to decide how much I want to use this smoke screen, how close I want to use it, or if I want to use it to just get close and charge in, or if I want to kind of skirt the edge. And we decided to go about halfway through and then turn in. And I actually get surprised here, spotting the Gajimata after we dump torps. Always send torps into smoke screens, you never know what you might find. I was not expecting the Gajimata to be spotted instantly, so it takes me a second to get my guns on him. But the 130mm Russian guns, even though they do have a fairly slow reload, they do pack quite a punch. They're H-eaters, and you'll see here in a minute the AP's no slouch either. With the assistance of our team, this Gajimata is no consequence. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to reverse into this cap. Hopefully my torps might clip something, but that is not the case. They run out. As we're reversing, I'm expecting something to be coming through that channel. So we'll find out. I believe it's a British heavy cruiser that pops up. Yep, it's the Surrey. So he's on about half health. And I think I'll fire one more HE volley and then switch to AP, because the Russian 130, the AP is just too good to pass up on any broadside, especially close range. We do pop our smoke, but I do believe we're pretty close. He might proxy spot us here. Lose sight of him, but I know exactly where he is, so I keep pumping the AP, and we do actually get the kill on that volley there. Alright, so we have several other ships right around the edge. Here comes this Massachusetts. At this point, I should have either kept turning this way or either gone forward and turned, but I decided I was going to try and reverse around the long way for some reason. And I'm not sure why, because this Russian DD does not turn very well. But I could have done all this without being spotted. Fortunately, I did not. And we're about to get spotted by the Massachusetts, which, as we all know, has incredibly good secondaries, especially against destroyers. But we do drop our torpedoes in front of the friendly. We don't want to torp anybody friendly, and we get spotted almost as soon as we launch our torpedoes. So we go ahead and open up. We might as well get those guns to work and get as much damage in as we can. I'm also trying to move away, trying to get away from those secondaries. And here comes charging in our kid. Bless his heart, at least he tried. He did survive, though, I believe. So he doesn't completely kill himself. And we land 4 torps. Yeah, I believe that's 4 torps. So now we've pretty much got only a few enemies scattered. I thought about going through the middle channel, but that would just be charging to my death. And I've got the speed, so we're going to head on around and see if we can't harass these last 2 ships and secure our win. The Russian destroyers really are good for moving around the map, especially if you need to reposition flanks. That speed really comes in handy. I do not remember if I'm using the speed flag. I was not using the new slot 3 torp module. I still had the aiming systems mod on here, although I did change that. The 5% increase in torp speed is well worth it. So we drop torps on what I believe is the Colorado, and I shoot the Colorado first. I should have immediately started shooting at the Surrey, but we get lucky. We start a fire on it. I dump another volley at the Colorado. Now I believe I switch targets to the Surrey. It is getting low health, and it is also the biggest danger to me, so we pop smoke and start shelling the British heavy cruiser. Again, these 130s can really do some work. And now this poor Colorado is a sitting duck. We are going to land at least one torp, maybe two. We get one. Do we get a second one? We get two. And now it's just a matter of peppering him with HE. And seeing how much damage we get. We're up to 81,000. Can we get the kill? At this point, I'm not even worried. He can't really do much to me with his guns, so we're going to leave our smoke. He's getting towards the extreme edge of our range. We might as well keep up. And yeah, I think he might have actually just shot HE. I wonder if he's been shooting HE the whole time. I wasn't paying attention. Wouldn't surprise me. American battleship shooting HE. We light a fire at the very last moment, and we do get the kill. At this point, the game is over. There are only 2 ships left. I believe both of them are at the north. Up. Is that the north? I can't really see what the screen I'm looking at. Anyway, we turn the boat that way and start steaming forward, but spoiler alert, we do spot one. We don't really get any further damage. And yes, that is the Leningrad. She doesn't have the best torps, or well, she does have pretty damn good guns for tier 7, and the torps are pretty good. They're not the best, but they're better than a lot of other ships. I really rather like her for a tier 7. And I am not at all a good destroyer player. That is for sure. So we'll have a few other destroyer games coming up. I've got one. I believe I have one in the Kagero we may share. Maybe one in the Benson. Here we are, top of the team with 4 kills. And yeah, that's Leningrad. Thank you for watching the video. Enjoy your day. Bye.